In 2016, at the North American International Auto Show, Lexus debuted what I thought was the car that stole the show. It was their new sports coupe, the LC. Now, the interesting thing though is that when it sat on that stage, it looked like a concept car. It looked that good. Production cars don't normally look that good, but Lexus says that was going to be the production model. Well, they have stayed true to their promise. This is the 2018 LC here in the flesh, and it is just as beautiful and gorgeous as that one up on the stage that cold winter Detroit day a year and a half ago. The LC comes in two flavors, the 500 and the 500H. This is the 500H. Okay, have you had enough yet? All right, here's a little bit more. There really are no words to describe this design. The LC is not a small car, and there is just so much to see and appreciate in this sports coupe. The perfect curves, the sharp angles, the sleekness. The signature spindle grille is like a waterfall with the beads of water tighter at the top and larger as they get near the bottom. After an entire week, I can still just stand back and marvel at it. I know it sounds like a cliche, but pictures just don't do this car justice. Yet I can't help myself from taking more pictures of this car wherever I am. Where you really notice its elegance is when it's parked in a regular lot. It just stands out in front of almost everything. It's not because it's so different, yet it is. It's really a thing of beauty. It has an organic-like look that is really pleasing to the eye. And like it really needs more icing on the cake, the LC500 with the performance package also comes with a carbon fiber roof, 21-inch wheels, and a retractable spoiler. These all come standard with the 500H. I have now seen the LC in 3 different colors and different interiors, and they all look spectacular. Now, if the interior didn't match up with the same degree of design, then this would be a big fail, but it doesn't fail. Its interior is striking and great to look at. First thing you notice, the hand stitching on the dash, and it has this real cohesive, flowing look. Minimalistic, but that's where you can run into a problem as well. In the center is the 10.3-inch screen that integrates beautifully into this area just right above the air vents. But it's their new Inform system, it's called. And it's, I hate to say it, it's a pain to use. First of all, I couldn't figure out how to hook up my phone. Yes, of course, once you hook it up once, you're pretty well good for a long time, but that's not the point. On any other car, it's an easy thing to do. This thing, it was not intuitive whatsoever. And then you get into the menus. You have to go through menus to pretty well do anything. Like this does have, first of all, let's talk about the seats. Really nice dual material seats, those leather on the outside and kind of like a suede insert. They're heated, they're cooled as well, but to operate the heat and the cool, you have to go through the menu, and quite a few. So if you're driving, you can't just hit that heated seat button and, oh, it's a little too hot, let's bring it down. You can't do that. I kind of have to give this system kind of a thumbs down on ease of use. Otherwise, the interior itself, it's elegant, it's sporty, it's classy, it's kind of exotic and kind of, it's very stylish. Look at these door panels. First of all, you have the mix of different materials. You get the brushed metal, then you have the leather, and then you have the suede or Alcantara, which continues on the roof as well. It really is so well done. Onto the back, just like most rear-wheel drive, two-door coupes, yeah, the legroom is pretty well non-existent, but that's kind of par for the course for a vehicle in this class. Of course, the biggest difference between the two LCs, the 500 has that V8 5-liter engine, putting out 471 horsepower, and this H is a smaller engine, of course. It's a 3.5-liter Atkinson cycle V6 engine matched to a brand new hybrid system. It's a multi-stage hybrid system. And Combined, so you add that battery and you add the hybrid system, the 2 electric motors, you get a combined horsepower rating of 354 horsepower. Even though that is down from the gasoline engine, it's still fairly quick. 0 to 60 for the gasoline engine, 4.5 seconds. 0 to 60 in this, 4.7. So only 0.2 off, which is fairly quick for a hybrid. What makes this hybrid different than all the other hybrids that Lexus or Toyota makes though? This multi-stage uses a non-traditional hybrid transmission. So it's kind of complicated. Most hybrids use a CVT or continuously variable transmission. And that's like a single speed transmission. And the problem with that, well, the good thing is that it saves a lot of fuel and it keeps the revs up in that power range. But the disadvantage, it's not very engaging to drive. And so when you hit that gas pedal, basically it's like a rubber band. The RPMs go up and then the car has to catch up in speed. And yeah, they're definitely, for most people, they don't really like driving them. This system uses both traditional and CVT. So how does it work? Well, you have your CVT transmission and then it gets fed into a 4-speed automatic transmission. Kind of weird, right? So you kind of get the best of both worlds. So when you're driving this, if I kick it down, I can see the RPMs dropping every gear shift, and they drop drastically, very, very much like a regular traditional automatic transmission, where that CVT would just hold up there and just kind of like slowly come down. But this also has a manual shifting option and also 3 drive modes as well. You have your Eco, your Comfort, your Sport, and then you have your Sport Plus. I gotta admit, most of the time that I've been driving this, when I'm not in traffic, I will put it into Sport Plus. The gauge goes nice and white, it looks good, it sounds a little bit different, and yes, you're not gonna get that same sound that V8 does, that throaty growl. That's a great sound they have on that 5-liter, but you get something different. You get a real high-pitched whine, kind of like a F1 car style. But if you want to switch over to manual, now, as you shift them, it operates very much like a traditional automatic gearbox, but it's still not as quick as most people would like. But in terms of continuously variable transmissions, I would take this any day. A couple of other advantages of this system: it allows the gasoline engine to disengage up to speeds of 140 kilometers an hour, meaning that you can actually be on the freeway and you could be running just on EV. Now, it doesn't happen for a long time, but I have noticed I'm cruising along at 120 and the RPMs are at 0. And when it goes on and off, it's pretty well seamless, which is a great thing. The only way you can tell is watching your RPM gauge and watching that needle go to 0. Another advantage though is at higher speeds, it allows the engine to run at a lower RPM. So on average, on a flat freeway, I was doing 107, 108 kilometers an hour, and my RPMs were 1,000. 1,000 RPM for almost 110K. That is great. And the bonus of that, of course, fuel saving, but also quietness. You get a quieter interior. That matched to the acoustic glass, it really enhances what Lexus is known for, which is that really refined, quiet feel. But if quietness isn't your thing, like I said, you just step on it and you can still have fun and hear a nice tune. If you get the LC500, the standard gas version, and you add on the performance package, you also get active 4-wheel steering. It comes standard, by the way, on the H. The H is fully loaded. So the 4-wheel steering really aids in handling for sure at speed, and especially even at low speeds. It's great at low speeds. tight quarters. I was driving it in downtown Vancouver where it's very tight. It feels like some cars that have variable steering where you're not turning very much, but it's because the rear wheels are turning as well. So you have a nice tight turning radius. Years back, I'm gonna date myself, but I had a 1987 Toyota Super Turbo, and I love that car. Why did I love it? Because it was a big, long, heavy sports coupe. It wasn't a real high-strung sports car, and neither is this. And it was great for long trips, going along the mountains and the canyons, but it was very capable of doing that at high speeds as well. So just a really good grand touring car, and this is what this LC feels like to me. Maybe this should have even been the new Supra, which I would not complain whatsoever. Brakes are very positive feeling. They don't have that mushy feeling that a lot of hybrids have. And the suspension, well, I like it because I like comfort. I like something a little more progressive, not too harsh. And that's what this is. It might be soft for some. This car will most likely turn more heads than turn laps at the track. One thing for sure, it can be appreciated whether you're driving it fast or slow, inside or outside. The LC500 and the 500H are in hot demand, but if you can find one, which one do you get? And how much do they cost? Well, they start at about $101,000 Canadian, and if you go for the performance package on the gas version, that brings up to about $115,000, and then the H, or the hybrid model that we have here, goes for $118,000, which is $3,000 more than the standard gas one. If you want that growl and that rawness of that 5-liter engine, well, there's no contest. You definitely have to go with the 500. One thing that I think that Lexus has achieved with this 500H, they have made hybrids cool. Oh yeah, very cool. In the past, Lexus was always a little bit kind of conservative, but lately they've been getting a little bit edgier. With this LC though, they really flex their design muscles, and if this is any indication of the future of the new Lexus, I'm all for it. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, and if you want to see more everyday reviews, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.